Reading is the only hobby that you need. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Alice. We talk about books, we do lifestyle vlogs, a little bit of everything. So if you're looking for someone to stick on in the background whilst you make yourself a meal, clean your room, do that thing you've been putting off for the longest time, or you just want someone to listen to, then I'm your gal. So consider hitting that subscribe button. Come on in. Welcome to the family. It is free and you can unsubscribe at any time. So go on, try something new today. Why not? And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. Let's get on with today's video. Today we're going to be talking about why reading is the only hobby that you need. Bold statement, huh? Now, this is not to say that you shouldn't have other hobbies. I love a good hobby as much as the next person. I love to play sports. I love to go to the gym, which I guess, I don't know if that's a hobby or if that's more a lifestyle thing. And believe me, I have tried many a hobby in my lifetime. I've done all different clubs, all different sports, all different things. So I love a good hobby, right? But today I just wanted to talk to you about how important reading can be as a hobby, and also why it might be the hobby that you're looking for. Readers come in all types. There could be someone that picks up a book maybe once a year, maybe they read something on holiday and that's that. Then you have someone like me who kind of just reads and goes through it, and I'd say I probably read more than the average person. But there are also definitely people that read a lot more than me within the space of a month, etc. So it really just depends, A, how much time you dedicate to it, B, your sort of situation at the time, and also C, just kind of how motivated you are by what you're reading. I feel like that is obviously a major factor. This is the reason why I love reading and why I think it's such a great hobby for you. So first of all, it's both a solo and a social activity. A lot of hobbies can kind of be one or the other, but it's kind of hard to find hobbies that are more solo to make them into a group setting. For example, even if you say did some colouring or did some kind of arts and crafts, you can do your art and craft with other people around you. Like you can have a night in or go somewhere, take all your craft with you, but you don't really interchange things. You don't really have that full transaction. You can kind of, oh, I like your drawing, or I like what you did there, or how do you do that? But it's not it's not super, what I would say, intertwined. Whereas with reading, you can actually achieve this. Obviously, yes, you cannot read somebody else's book for them in that respect, but when you both read a book at the same time, or multiple read a book at the same time, you have all read the same book, so you have all done exactly the same task. Now the fun part comes when you then talk about it, okay? Whether it's a book club, whether it's here, hashtag let's absolutely try to get 1,000 subs so we can then start a book club. I'm joking, I'm not, but that would be the dream. Come on guys, let's make it a reality, let's do this. But yeah, genuinely, you've all read the same thing, you can talk about it, and that then for a start becomes a social event. Now also books, you can swap books, okay? You can become each other's libraries, or you can all actively participate in buying a book together. It's very much a social hobby as much as it's a solo hobby. You can kind of pick and choose what you want to read on your own, what you want to read with other people. Also, sometimes you meet someone for the first time and you just start talking about books and what you've read, and they might mention a book and it might be one of your favorites or one of your least favorites, and it starts a conversation. You can start saying, oh, I thought this, because everyone's going to interpret things different, and that's why it's so interesting. For example, yes, art you can interpret differently, but if we take it back to the example of the hobby of colouring, if you are speaking about it, realistically you're not going to have too much to say. You're not really going to be able to say, so what did you mean by that? What did you think by that? Because at the end of the day, colouring is such a expressive, just put it out on the page. I kind of thought this colour would work, that colour looks nice, etc. So, and obviously, sorry, that was very limiting to colouring. I'm kind of limiting it because obviously I know that it's an amazing way to express yourself, and I'm not saying don't colour. If you want to colour, but what I'm trying to show is the example of how in reading it can become something much more intertwined with another person or a group of people, because you can really get into debate, or you can get into just a discussion about a book, and I just think that's lovely. Genuinely, I've spent hours talking to one of my best friends about books. Genuinely, we will just meet up every now and then, we'll be talking, catching up, and then the conversation will be, what are you reading at the moment? And we'll just chat for hours, and I just think that's lovely. amazing. How great is it that in this day and age, surrounded by technology, we can still pick up the trusty book? Yes. Fantastic. Now, there's quite a few videos on my channel in the past where I've spoke about the benefits of reading, why reading is good for you, all kinds of things like that. So obviously, in that respect, reading also has a lot of positives as a hobby because it can help with your communication, your comprehension, understanding. It also expands your vocabulary. It's such an amazing thing to do, to swap out your phone before you go to bed, read some pages from the book. I'm actually reading a non-fiction book at this moment in time that is all about sleep, and in this book it does detail about the effects of blue light. I know now we have blue light glasses, etc., to kind of combat that, but how also reading a book can help your mind switch off more than a phone or more than a screen. Now obviously the Kindle is also great because it's backlit, so it doesn't have the blue light, right? So you can obviously use a Kindle, and probably that may even be arguably better because then you could read it without a light on, so your body starts producing more melatonin, you go to sleep faster. I definitely think there's something wholesome about sort of sitting there with your book when you're getting ready to sleep, and then you just kind of know it's time to go. Now, I would not be truthful if I do not also tell you, you know, reading isn't going to be the perfect hobby for everybody. Some people might not enjoy it, and that is generally fine. Some people might not be able to make time. That's also generally fine. You gotta do what you gotta do. But if I can change one person's perspective out there today, I would love that, because honestly, I'm sure so many of you out there have books on your shelf. I mean, I'm guilty of it, books that I haven't got around to yet, and they sit there and they do nothing and they gather dust, and you know, they could be read, and that could be one of the best things you've ever read in your life, but you never know till you go pick it up, you know? So genuinely, when I sit and I try to rack my brain for negatives of reading, I find it very, very difficult. And obviously this might be because I'm a bit biased. I love reading. Okay, this whole channel is literally read with Alice, alright? But gotta be on brand, guys, gotta be on brand. But genuinely, the only downside I can think is that if you start reading at night, sometimes you do really get into it and you can't put it down, and you do read until, I'm sure you've seen memes and things all over social media about how you start reading and then next thing you know, it's like 2 a.m. because you're so invested. And yeah, I've been guilty of that. That's happened before. But I just know that if a book's exciting to me, I'm not going to start reading it in the evening, you know? Pick something that maybe is a little bit more chill, something you can just kind of take your time with. So it's all about finding the balance for you. Now, also, if reading doesn't explicitly work for you, there is something called Audible. Woo! Hashtag not spons. Wish it was. I'm absolutely loving Audible at the moment. Alright, we'll do a full review video on this later in time. But wow, I have been listening to Lord of the Rings. 2 Towers. I love it. It's so good, it's so easy, and it means that when I'm going for runs or walks, working out, generally in the last month I have not listened to music whilst working out at all. I only listen to the audiobook, and it's so much better. I'm so much more focused, so much more in the moment, focusing on the exercise that I'm doing. I'm not thinking, oh, 1 song down, that means that's about 5 minutes, we've got another 5 minutes. I'm just listening, I'm going, and it makes everything go faster. And genuinely, like if you have to commute to work, or yeah, you're doing something, even if you're going on a plane, you can download it. Audible, fantastic. Genuinely, again, as I said, not spons, but it makes reading so much more accessible as well, because not everybody loves a physical copy or a Kindle to hold and read, so it's such a nice alternative. Now again, I also will know some people might not enjoy that, and that's fine, but it is another option and another way that you could maybe get into reading. They normally do a free trial of some kind, so why don't you give it a go, see what you think. But yeah, genuinely been a fantastic addition at the moment, and it also means that I get to read more because I'm listening to that book at the same time that I'm reading books. So it's kind of like, I hope I've convinced you to start reading. Go pick up that book off your shelf. Let's go, let's do this. And I really hope that reading is your next hobby. Give it a go. Let me know in the comments down below how you got on. Welcome on into the community, or welcome back if you've been here before. Let me know what you're reading at the moment. Let's start a conversation, you know? Go for it, go for it. Stay tuned, because soon it's gonna be spooky season. So we're gonna have a few little videos all about that, which will be super, super exciting. And without further ado, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Have you subscribed? Thank you very much. And as always, until the next one, I'll see you then. Bye. voice do? Also, I'm kind of giving guests on today. No one. Crazy, look at it. Oh, we're done.